Okay, so welcome back. We'll now start off, Lamai, with learning the unit. So my plan for today is to finish until this page, Lamai, until the end of page number 3 in this session. Once we are done with this, we will also do some A-level past papers to show you what type of questions they ask, Lamai. Because always, that's a piece of advice that I will give you to compare whether you have understood something or not. After learning something, do a A-level pass paper, not other questions. Do a A-level pass paper because that type of question number you all get in your paper. So after learning a part, if you can do the pass paper, means you have learned it properly. Okay, so after I teach, you listen. Even if you don't have the tune, that is fine. Listen to what I say, put it into your head. Then I will take you to some A-level pass papers. We'll see whether we can do that or not. Right. So we'll start now. We'll start with something called, before learning what is economics, we'll talk about, Rama, what is economic behavior. What does economic behavior mean? Now, you all know, Lama, you all would have learned this before also. People have needs and wants. Human beings, we have needs, we have wants. So, what are needs? We say needs are the ones that are essential for survival. Without this, you can't live. Things like monad, water, air, food, those are needs. Then what are wants? We say different ways of fulfilling our needs. Pizzas, burgers, string hoppers, rice, all of those are wants. So people have needs and wants. These needs and wants, Lamal, can be classified into two types. What are the two types? One type of these needs and wants are what we call our physical needs and wants. What is one type? Physical needs and wants. The other type of needs and wants is what we call our mental needs and wants. What is this? What are physical needs and wants? We say physical needs and wants are the ones that can be fulfilled by consuming a good or service. Physical needs and wants are the ones that can be fulfilled by consuming a good or service. So you want food, you buy a roti and you eat. Fulfilled. You want education, you join my class, you learn. Fulfilled. By consuming a good or service, if you can fulfill that want or need, that's called a physical need or want. What's a mental need or want, Raman? Now, mental need or want, those are the ones that cannot be fulfilled by consuming a good or service. I'll give you an example. Now, take about something like love, Laman. Can you buy a good or service and get love? Can you buy a good or service and get kindness? Can you buy a good or service or let's say get spiritual development, feeling very religious and all of it? Bad element. So, what are mental needs? The needs that cannot be fulfilled by consuming good. You can't buy a chocolate and get love. You can't buy a, let's say, a laptop and feel kindness. It doesn't work. So by consuming a good or service, you can't fulfill. That's mental needs. Then what are physical needs or physical wants? The ones that you can fulfill by consuming a good or service. Example, your food. So you have a need for food. You buy a roti, you buy a pizza, you buy, let's say, a cheese coat. You fulfill that. Then shelter. Shelter is a house to live. You buy an apartment, you buy a house, right? You're there. Clothing, you go buy a t-shirt, a denim, a shoe, a socks. You can fulfill by consuming a good or service. Is that part clear about physical and mental needs? Shape needs and wants, two types. There is physical, by consuming a good you can fulfill. Mental ones, you can't fulfill. Then Lamai, in economics, what do you think? What do you think economic behavior is? We try to fulfill which one of this now? In economics, sadly, now I know you all like to talk about love and your crushes and your girlfriends and all of that. But sadly, Lamai, in econ, we don't talk about mental needs. Maybe for mental needs, lama, you can do a subject like psychology. They will teach about how people think and how to fall in love and all of that. In economics, sadly, we don't talk about this. Econ is about what? Econ is, lama, we say here, economic activities. The activities and behavior performed by people to fulfill physical needs and wants of a society using limited resources. What are those limited resources I will talk about? Is called economic behavior. What is economic behavior? The different things that people do in order to fulfill their physical needs and wants with the limited resources they have. People don't have unlimited resource. Now think of money we do for now as resource. Do you have unlimited money? Nanny? With the little money you have, what are you doing to fulfill your physical needs? That is what you call economic behavior. What's economic behavior? With the limited resources you have, what are the activities that you're doing to fulfill your physical needs? Just have that in mind. Not a very important part. So mainly if you take Lamai activities, if you want to go a little bit more in detail in terms of these activities, there are Lamai three main activities that people do. Broadly three. Eating, sleeping, drinking. Anyway, the three main activities are Lamai production, distribution, and consumption. They produce goods, goods get distributed, goods get consumed. Those are the three main. Just have that in mind for now. Then I will leave it at that. Lamai. Econ also, economic behavior and all of it, something that you will use in your practical world until you die. It's about Lamai. With the limited resources you have, how are you going to get the best use of it? Now you have a little amount of money. How are you going to get the best use of it? Where are you going to invest it? What are you going to do with it? What if you do this? What you have to sacrifice? That's what economics is about, Lamai. Making the right decisions with the resources that you have. So I will leave it there for now. When I talk about things later, Lamai, this will make a little bit more sense. Right now, I know you're like around 60-70% there. That's okay. I know you might have questions, but keep it for now. When I do the rest, it gets clearer. Okay. We'll come into Lamai defining economics. What is economics? You have multiple definitions, Lamai. 100 people are saying 100 things based on different definitions that people have said. The most common definitions are what I have given in the tube. So the most common definition is Lamai. We say economics is a subject. It's a what? It's a subject that studies what? Which studies the relationship between scarce resources. Now our resources are limited, Lamai, scarce. Now think of the money you have. Or think of now, if you take resources, Lamai, you all remember in O levels, you all would have learned land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, the factors of production. You have limited resources. So with those limited resources, how are you going to fulfill your unlimited wants? So with how are people, right? People have Lamai limited resources. We have what? Limited resources. But our wants are unlimited. You want this, you want that, you have unlimited wants. So with our limited resources, how are we going to properly use our limited resources to satisfy that unlimited wants? That is what economics is about. Economics, we say, is a study about how people, how humans use their limited resources to satisfy their unlimited. Then look at the second definition, Raman. Second definition is saying economics is the science. Raman. Now, you all don't like science, that's why you are doing commerce. How many of you all hate bio, Raman? Bio, one of the subjects, but which one do you all hate? I hated bio during all. Which one do you all hate? But you all love all three. Biochemistry, physics. Which one do you hate? I hated bio. For some reason, that doesn't go into my head at all. I'm a little good with numbers and also product physics shape. Chemistry also I don't like much, right? All these nonsense. And now in the real world, I don't even use it at all. Right? So I didn't really like some people really love it. Like some people are there die-hard science people. There are two kinds of people. There can't be shape people. Either there are people who really like science or people who don't like it at all. Very rarely you will find a fellow shape people. Other subjects you might find a shape people. For bio lamai product difficult. Either you like it, either you hate it. The fellows who really like it end up doing bio. The fellows who hate it end up doing commerce or arts. That's the difference. So then now here I am saying economics is the science. Now I am not trying to bring science here. If you take science lamai, there are two types of science. There is something called natural science. Natural science වල තමයි ළමයි this bio, chemistry, physics මේ ඔක්කොම තියෙන්නේ එතන. And then you have something called social science. Social science is what studies human behavior. So econ is a social science. Econ, psychology, all of those are social sciences. What is a social science? A science that studies human behavior. That's what econ is doing. In econ, what we are doing, we're trying to study how do humans, with the limited resources they have, how are they going to satisfy their unlimited wants? Economics is the science which studies how unlimited human wants are fulfilled through limited resources. We have little resources. With that, how are you going to get the maximum use and satisfy as much as possible of our wants? That is how you define economics. With our resources, how do you satisfy your unlimited wants? So let me summarize that page a little now. I'm going to do all 3 pages with you, and then I will do a lot of MCQs with you all to see whether you all have understood the story. So coming back. Okay. What did I say? First, I talked about economic behavior. What is economic behavior? I told you all about people have physical needs, they have mental needs and wants, needs and wants. What are physical needs and wants? The ones that you can satisfy by consuming a good or service. You have a need for food, buy a food to satisfy. You have a need for education, come to class, satisfy. Those are physical needs. What are mental needs? The ones that you cannot fulfill by consuming good or service. You want love. Everyone wants to feel respected. Everyone wants to feel loved, no? But can you get love or respect by buying a good or service? You can't. It's the difference. Then what is economic behavior about? Economic behavior is about how do people fulfill their physical needs and wants. What are the activities? What are the behavior that people do in order to fulfill their physical needs and wants? And I told you mainly this behavior has 3 parts: production, consumption, and production, distribution, and consumption. That's the first part that I taught. Then after that, I went into a definition for econ. What did I say? I said economics is a science. What science? Social science. What's a social science? That studies the behavior of people. So economics is a social science that studies how people satisfy their unlimited wants with the limited resources they have. That is what economics was about. That's the first part. Is it somewhere there in your head shape? Fine. Yeah. Okay, you're going to take a screenshot if you want. For those who don't have that, you can also scribble around. Can someone send a screenshot on the group also? For those who don't have that, you who are not in the class. Take a screenshot if you all want. Scarce resources means now limited. The word scarce means limited. So now when you say resources, resources means the money we have, the factors of production, the land, labor, capital. Those are all limited. We don't have unlimited resources. No, we have limited resources. That's what you call scarce resources. So with that limited resources, how are we going to satisfy our unlimited want? That is what Econ is about. Okay. Now have that in mind. Okay, I will put you to questions later. We'll see how many people get it correct. With that, Lamai, I'll now go into the branches of economics. Very simple later. In economics, Lamai, there are two branches. One branch is called microeconomics. One branch is called microeconomics. The other branch is called macroeconomics. Micro and macroeconomics. So now my job is macroeconomics. I told you I work full time now. So my job is macroecon. I study about a country's GDP, exchange rate, interest rates, all we will learn later. I do that. There is microecon also. What's the difference? Now, what does the word micro mean? Tell me like the English, what does that mean? What does micro mean now? If someone comes and says micro, what does it mean? What's the first thing that comes into your head? I don't want Oxford definition on that. Just tell me what does come in your head. Small, right? Little. That is what micro means, no? So what is microeconomics now? Microeconomics is the branch of economics that studies about a small part of an economy. Now take entire Sri Lankan economy, Lamai. Entire Sri Lankan economy. Microeconomics is where you study about a small part of the economy. Study what? You study about an individual, how one person is behaving. You study about one household, one house. You study about one firm. So if you're studying about a small part of the economy, if you take Sri Lanka, 22 million people, how many households, how many firms? If you're studying about a small part, talking about one firm, what is happening in the Coca-Cola factory? What is the demand for rubber? What is the demand for laptops? You're studying about one small part of the economy. That is what you call microeconomics. Look at the examples, Naman. Supply and demand. Now, you don't have to understand what these examples mean. We will learn this later, right? Yes. Demand and supply for one good. Now, for example, if you take my class, how much of people want to join my class? One small part in economy is not only my class, no. Microeconomy. Here, the production function of a firm. How does one firm produce goods? What is the cost of a firm? Now, what is the cost for me to print your tubes, put here and all? Market operation. Don't worry what these are, we will learn later. Scarcity, marginal cost, choice. All of these are microeconomic topics. What these mean, don't worry, I'm telling you again. Now I know you all don't know what is this scarcity, what is marginal cost, what is market operation, you don't know. I mean, these are units that we learn later, right? Now, for example, production function is unit number 4, production. This is also unit 4. Supply demand unit number 2. I told you there are 12 units in the syllabus. So scarcity marginal cost we will learn here, unit 1. So likewise, now these are topics we will talk about later. I'm just telling you what is microeconomics. Microeconomics is where you study about now in a small part of a firm. Maybe what is the demand for one good, what is the supply of one good, what is the cost of one product, some small thing that is microeconomics. Then what is macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is where you study about the overall economy. Macro means big, no? You study about the entire overall economy. That is what you call macroeconomy. Now look at the examples here. I'll give some examples that you all know. Now, for example, okay, think exchange rate. Now, you all know, you all have some idea. No? Anyone knows how much is Sri Lanka's exchange rate against the US dollar? Roughly how much now? We will learn. That is unit number 10. Roughly how much is the number? I don't want the exact number as of today. Roughly $1 is key. Roughly around 300 rupees. No, rough number right now is around 300. Now, when I say exchange rate, do we say my exchange rate of a firm? Do we say exchange rate of Colombo? No, right? We say exchange rate of Sri Lanka. Overall economy. That's what you call macro, Lamai. You don't talk about a small part. You talk about the entire economic exchange rate of Sri Lanka. Now, here's it. If you take, let's say, inflation. What is inflation? Inflation is, Lamai, the rise in prices. We'll study unit number 7. Now, when you say inflation rate, now remember, Lamai, do you all remember during the crisis how prices increased? Remember in 2022, 2 years ago, how prices went up like crazy high. So I thought when you talk about inflation, Lamai, do you talk about a small part? Do you say inflation rate in Colombo is this much? Inflation rate of this house is this much? No. You say inflation rate of Sri Lanka is this much. So when you talk about the overall economy, that is what you call Lamai macroeconomics. We look at the other examples. Aggregate output. Aggregate means Lamai total. Total output of the country. What is the entire country's total amount of goods they have produced? Aggregate income, economic fluctuations, employment, unemployment levels, investment, economic growth, recession, balance of payment, money supply, exports, imports. What these are, don't worry, Lamai, we will study later. If I want, I'll give you the exact units also. Investment, we will learn unit 5. Economic growth, unit number 11. Recession, we will learn it in unit number 1. BOP, unit number 10. Exchange rate, unit number 10. Money supply, unit number 7. Exports, imports, unit number 9. So these are all big topics that we will learn later. We are still doing an introduction. Later, we will go into this in detail, right? So I don't want you to know what is money supply, what is exchange rate. Now, I just want you to know that these are macroeconomic topics. Then these are microeconomics. Now we'll read the note a little. Microeconomics is the study of individuals, households, and firms' behavior in decision making and allocating resources. How does the individual, how does a firm, or how does the household make decisions and allocate resources? It generally applies to markets of goods and services and deals with individual, okay, individual firms' economic issues. Then I also say microeconomic study deals with choices people make, what factors influence their choice, and how that affects market demand. Now, for example, Lamai, we will study about what factors are affecting you to come to this class. Now, okay, if I charge, let's say, Lamai, 10,000 rupees class fees, will you all come? No. Next month, you all will be like, bye bye, no matter how good this fellow is, I'm not going to pay 10,000 and come to this class. Nonsense, I'm not coming. So what are the factors? The price of the good, how much of demand is there? Now, right now, how much of a demand is there for my good? So let's say 2026 class, my current first batch there is around 120. Now this batch, I think there is around 78. Let's say 200 people in total. So total, there is a demand of 200 students. One good, one class. That's what microeconomics is about. So look at the examples here. Examples. Uh, Demand and supply for one good, the price of one good, the cost for one firm, how one firm is producing a good, scarcity, marginal cost, all of those are microeconomic topics. Then what is macroeconomics? Macroeconomics, like I said here, macroeconomics is the branch of economics that studies how an overall economy, the market systems operate on a larger scale, how the entire country operates. That's what you call macroeconomics. Macroeconomic studies economy-wide phenomena such as inflation, price levels, prices of the entire country level, rate of economic growth, national income, that is the GDP of the country. We learn unit number 5, right? GDP, changes in unemployment, all of that. Those are macroeconomic concepts. Now, also in the tute, in certain places, you might find like QR codes. Now, these QR codes are like sometimes videos, sometimes some article on the internet for you all to just watch. Something that I'll tell you, Ramay. So I'll give you all a few tips, right? How you can balance everything and do A levels well. The biggest tip is when the teacher teaches in class, listen properly, put it into your head. When a teacher is teaching something for the first time, Lamai, they teach it very slowly. They go into very detail, like how I'm going now. I'm repeating the same thing multiple times. So listen carefully, put it into your head. Not just my class, huh? Your school econ teacher, your business teacher, accounting teacher, whatever subject you are doing. Whenever someone is teaching the first time, listen very carefully. Please don't. Now, if some of you all I know in this class right now, laptop is there, you're in your phone. In your phone, you're watching WhatsApp statuses, replying to messages, telling, okay, man, this fellow has put a class Saturday morning. I can't even come to this now, right? You're scrolling Instagram. That is what you're doing now, right? That's a complete loss. You know, why am I telling you this? Because if you listen and put it into your head the first time, next time when you're studying, you save a lot of time. Now, just without me explaining, if you try to study this first page, Lamai, you will try to memorize it. You will try to go through the same thing again and again and again. It will take you 2 hours to learn this part. Lamai. But now, after listening to my explanation, in 10 minutes, when you read this, you will understand. Lamai. That's how you save time. That's how you manage everything aside. Now, some people come and say, some people come and say, so I studied 10 hours. But what did they do for 10 hours? They have not listened initially. Something that another student could have studied in 1 hour, this fellow has taken time and studied in 10 hours. So that's waste of time. Lama. In class, now that's the best thing. No, in online class, Lama, your distractions are less. No? Now, sometimes, Lama, some of you all can't see the board. Online class, no issues like that. No, you can see on the screen that I'm sharing. That is there. Sometimes, Lama, your friends trouble you. Now, no friend also, you're at home. So you have to keep your phone aside. If you're logging in through the phone, fine, keep it in front of you. But if you're coming from a laptop or a computer, please keep your phone aside, Lama. In that 2 hours, have that basic discipline. Maybe if you're in the hall, keep your phone in your room and come. If you're in the room, keep your phone in the hall and come. That 2 hours, try to stay without the phone. I know you might be so addicted to the phone, try to stay without the phone. Listen, make notes in your tute. Write, circle, use highlighters, paste sticky notes. That is you. That 2 hours of class, 2 hours of teaching time, Lavai, focus. After that, do all the fun that you want. Go out for a movie, play with your friends, play video games, watch movies, do anything you want. But that 2 hours, don't waste it, love. Put your fullest attention. Have this from day one until A levels, you will see a big difference. School, tuition class, anything. When the teacher is teaching, please don't do nonsense. Put it into your head. You will save a lot of time in your future. Right? We'll see how that goes. That's tip number one. Tip number two is Lamai. You need to like what you're doing. If you don't like what you're studying, Lamai, you will never like it. That is why I encourage, that's why I give you all a nice tune. Use colored pens, use highlighters. If you want a sticky note, paste and write something. Make your tune, make whatever you're doing, like it, Lamai. Or aasaven karana, do something that you like to do. And then watch a YouTube video, Lama. That's how we learned, Lama. When you are interested in something, now macroeconomics, you want to learn more about. On YouTube, just search micro and macroeconomics. There will be enough and more. I'll just show you. Just search, go to YouTube. Okay. Search for micro and macroeconomics. So there will be enough and more videos now. Some random. You see this small video, 2 minutes videos, 2 minutes here, small ones. Watch a few now. The learn in different ways, then it stays in your head. Along with now, you all are already addicted to your phone and laptops, women. So for that, spend 2 minutes, watch a YouTube video. So watch a small short video. What is micro and macro econ? Maybe if you learn something new than what I have given in the tune, paste a sticky note and write. So that has to come from your lamai. That is what makes the difference between someone who might just get a 75 and someone who might get a 95 and get island. Those small things. Someone who just gets 75 might come study the tune. Someone who does even better will go extra lamai now, even accounting. Accounting, let's say you all learned something. Maybe on Google search for some questions. Lamai, that's the best part of doing in English medium. Now, single medium, Tamil medium people don't have that benefit. Now, when you're in the English medium, Lamai, you have entire internet is there for you, Lamai. Now there is ChatGPT, all the artificial intelligence tools also. Use all of it, Lamai. Make your studying as interesting as possible. That's why I've given a few QR codes and stuff. Scan it, watch a YouTube video, because those help you retain memory and also helps your learning to become interesting. Otherwise, it becomes boring now. When it's boring, you don't do it well. So make it interesting. That's up to you. Right. So that's micro and macro. Again, to summarize, microeconomics is where you talk about a small part of the economy, maybe the demand for one good, the price of one good, the supply of one good, how an individual firm is behaving. That is micro. What is macroeconomics? Where you study about the overall economy. GDP, inflation, exchange rate, economic growth, money supply, entire economic. That is macroeconomics. Those are the two branches of economics. Then quickly back to this one. What is the definition for econ? Economics is a study about with your limited resources, how do you satisfy your unlimited wants? There's a bit more that I want to do, but before that, shall we quickly go to some past papers? What do you think? For a change, before I go to the next part. Shall we see if you can actually do a A-level standard past paper question by studying for just half an hour? Okay. If you can do the question, Lavai, you can be very proud of yourself. Now, I just taught you all this for half an hour. Most of you all have not learned this before. First time you're learning. I'm going to teach you this and I'm going to put you to the deep end. This is like how you teach swimming. I give you a video to watch. This is how you swim. And directly I go and put you to the deep end and see. Can you swim? That's what I'm trying to do now. I actually will teach the syllabus 5 times. We will go through so much of questions before doing the actual paper. But I directly will put you to a A-level paper now. We'll see. Okay. If you have the past paper tute, you can take that out. Even if you don't have, that's okay. Okay. So you might have this printed tute with you, Lama, inside your file. Balan. You need one past paper tute. Okay. Right. We'll go through some past paper, but now you can't do all of it. Some of it we can do. We can do this second question. I want you all to give me an answer. Lama. Right or wrong, that's okay. Even if you get it wrong, perfect, because then you will remember that you got it wrong and next time you will get it correct. Okay. Give me an answer. 2011 A-levels, question number 2. The branch of economics that studies the decisions of individual households and firms is called what? Macroeconomics, microeconomics, positive economics, normative economics, home economics. What is the branch that studies about individuals, households, and firms? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where I study about an individual, how was this thing. Most of you got it correct. There are some people who got it wrong. That's all right. This is called what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll restrict the answers to send it to only me. Then others will get distracted and they'll copy the answer. So right, you can only send the answer to me. So you can send it to my normal account. Don't send it to the screen. There is Arshad Ismail, the host. Send the answers to that. Which one's your answer? Okay, I have 55 answers. There are 6, 7 people more. Right or wrong, that's okay, Lamai. You don't worry. Don't feel shy. Trust me, I don't remember your name. From all the messages you send, I will not judge you. I don't judge anyone at all. Don't worry. No one is stupid. Okay. Which one's the answer? The branch of economics that studies about individual households and firms. That is what you call, right? Microeconomics. Perfect. Most of you all got that. We'll go into more questions. Just from the little that we learned. Can't do this. Can't do. Okay, what about this? 2012 A-levels, question number 4. That is in page number 3 of your tube. If you don't have the tube, don't worry, Lama, you will get the tube. Okay, this one. These are a little bit harder than the before. Okay. Which of the following would be a microeconomic topic? Microeconomic is where, Lama, you focus on a small part. I told you demand for one good, price of one good, supply of one good, cost of one good, market on a small part. Macro is the whole thing. See, general interest rate, drop in inflation rate, increase in the GDP, a drop in Sri Lanka's unemployment. Look at the tute and answer. That's okay. Right? Increase in the price of milk powder. Which of this talks about one small, maybe one product, one small part of the economy? Other 4 are talking about the entire economy. One is talking about a small part of the economy. That's what they're asking. What is the microeconomic topic? We'll see if you all can get it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one? Good. I mean, right or wrong, give me an answer. That's okay. Don't feel shy. You have to get rid of that shyness now. Some of you all are shy to ask questions. Now, physical class, okay, even more shy when you have raised your hand, everyone look at you. Now, here, Lama, no one can see. No. You ask a question, no one will see. Ask even the stupidest of question, ask stupidest of answer, give. That's okay. I will not judge you. No one else will judge you because they can't see. You learn. Right. Which was the answer now? I have I have around 48 answers. Around 10 to 15 people quickly give an answer. Most of the answers are correct. Few answers are wrong. Which one? Which one is the microeconomic topic? Your answer is my answer number 5. Price of milk powder. Milk powder is just one good, right? You're not talking about the entire economy. You're talking about only milk powder. Price of one good. That is the microeconomic topic. All the others, Lamai, are macro. Now, if you take interest rate of Sri Lanka, inflation rate of Sri Lanka, GDP, Sri Lanka's GDP, unemployment, entire countries. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are macroeconomic topic. So keep count how much you are get, right? We'll do 5 questions and see how much out of 5. 2 questions done. Then, okay, this one I will keep for now, 2014 question 1, because I've not taught the whole thing. I'll come to it. Okay. 2015 A levels question number 1. Okay. Which of the following is a microeconomic statement? Same question as before. Now the answers are different. What is the microeconomic statement? Microeconomics is where you talk about a small part, one product, one firm, one individual. The answers are: price of rubber declined by 10% last year. Unemployment was 58% of labor force. Real GDP increased by 7%. General price level means overall prices of the country, yeah, increased by 4%. Tax revenue of the government, that's government of Sri Lanka, decreased by 8%. Which one of these talks about one small part of the economy, microeconomy? Answer similar to the answer that you did before. Which one? Quickly give me an answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, these are actual A-level questions. You get in your paper, I told paper 1, you get 50 questions like this. This is one question. You get 50 MCQs. 50 MCQs, 2 marks each, 100 marks. So one of these questions are 2 marks. Yeah. You can answer this means there's 49 more just like this. Maybe a little harder, but 49 more. Which ones are answered? Apart from, I think, 3 or 4 people, I don't know if someone sent multiple answers, but I got 58 messages. Right. So then answer is number 1. The price of rubber. Rubber is just one product. Rubber is just one good, no? You're talking about just one product. Price of rubber has come down by 10% last year. Microeconomics. All the others are talking about the entire economy now. Those are macro. Right. We did 3 questions. See if I can find one more. Scarcity. Okay, same thing repeated, but now we'll quickly do this. 2019 question 1. The branch of economics that studies decisions of individual households and firms is called. Quickly give me an answer. It studies about macroeconomics, microeconomics, positive, normative, welfare economics. Which one talks about individuals, households, and firms? Individuals, households, and firms. Now, we did the same question. That's what the first question we did. Don't change your answer. That is answer number 2. Microeconomics. Okay, that is done. We'll see if I can find one more. Then we can do 5. Okay, what about this? 2021 question number 1. A more complete short definition of economics would be that economics is the study of what? Economics is the study of how employment opportunities in the society could be created to make citizens better off. Economics is the study of how countries trade goods and services in global markets. How goods and services are produced without damaging the environment. How unlimited resources are allocated among limited ones. How scarce resources are allocated to satisfy unlimited wants. Be very careful. There are two answers that look like the same, but they are one is completely wrong. Which one's your answer? Most of you all so far are correct. Some of you all have made mistakes. That's okay. What's the definition? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be a little careful with what is scarce, what is unlimited. Also, which one's the answer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your answer is number 5. Scarce resources are allocated to satisfy unlimited wants. Not number 4. Some of you all gave me 4. 4 is very what? 4 is very close, but look at close, like 4 says unlimited resources. We don't have unlimited resources. And it's saying limited wants. Wants are unlimited, Lava. Resources are limited. They have switched the two. So that is where 4 is wrong. Other answers are not the definition, Lava. I didn't say economics is about how countries trade in the world market, or how we produce goods without damaging the environment, or how we give jobs to people. That is not how I defined economics. No, I said economics is a social science. It studies how people use their limited resources to satisfy unlimited wants. My hair is nice. Am I selling? I don't know. It's the selling part, but hair is nice. Thank you. Right now in the morning, it's a little messed up. Never mind. That's 2021. Question 1. Did we do 5 questions? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. How did you all do out of 5, Lava? We'll do essay questions later. I will do essay questions when we do revision also. How much out of 5? At least 3 you can be proud, Lava. 3 out of 5 can 60% there. You just learned it for half an hour. 5 out of 5, perfect. 4, very, very good. At least 3, you're somewhere there. I mean, just imagine you learned half an hour before and you can get 3 out of 5. Imagine now you will self-study this at home. You will learn in school. I will teach this in revision, this, that, so many times. Then imagine how good you will become. You just learned it less. So if you got 5 out of 5, you can be very, very, very proud of yourself. Even 3, you're still very good enough. Less than 3, I think you could have done a little better. Okay? Right. Now. So first hurdle, most of you all did well. Okay. Let me get in my mind. This is the last part that I will do for today. Positive and normative statements. Do you want 2 minutes to get some water? Oh, are you all okay with continuing? Do you want 2 minutes just to run around Pagala, get some water? Okay. So I'll give you 2 minutes just to get some water if you want, if someone wants to run to the washroom. So it's 10:10. I'll give you time until 10:12. I start right on time. If you run and go to the washroom, if anyone wants to hurry up and go and get some water. Take 2 minutes just to look off the screen. Okay, so now we'll come into the next part. Where am I from? I'm from Colombo, Mount Levy. I don't know if I've heard of. Anyone from Mount Levy? I can't remember when the name tags were made. There was any. Right, never mind. So with that being said, now we'll get in the next part. That is positive and normative economics. Again, not hard, easy one. Okay. Now we learned the branches of economics. Now we'll talk about the types of statements that you have in economics. There are 2 types of statements. Listen carefully. After we do this, I'll put you to a few past papers and then class is done. Okay, so listen carefully, put it in your head. There is like something called positive statements and then something called normative statements. What are positive statements? You might not understand the definition for now, but don't worry about that. So we say like statements that answer the question of what happened, what will happen, and that can be verified are called positive statements. Yes, like for my head. So what's a positive statement now? A positive statement in very simple terms now. A positive statement is a fact. Is a what? Is a fact. It's about what has happened, what will happen, what might happen. That's what we call a positive statement. These can be true also, these can be false also. That doesn't matter, but it's a fact. Look at the examples I have given. You see, one example I have given now. The four factors of production are land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. That's a fact. That's a positive state. Then number two, a negative relationship exists between price and quantity demanded. So when the price of a good is increasing, they are saying quantity demand. People will buy less of that good. And that's also a fact. Fine. It might be correct, it might be wrong. That we don't know, but that's a fact. Then number three is saying here, unemployment level of Sri Lanka is 44%. That is actually false, Lamai. Our unemployment level is only like 4.7%. That is false. But still, that's a fact. It might be true, it might be false. You can prove it. You can check the central bank report. You can do a survey or something and you can prove. The last one is saying population growth rate is 1%. That's a fact. So anything that talks about what has happened, what will happen, right? That is what you call a positive statement. Now you will understand this better when I teach you normative. So wait a little. Right? Positive, I said, is a fact. You can prove it. You can prove and see whether this is correct or whether this is wrong. Now I'll teach you normative and then we'll come back to the note. Normative statements are like, these are what we call personal opinions. Here I am saying normative statements are statements presented in relation to what should exist and what should happen in the society. It is based on personal views, beliefs, and traditions. Look at this, Lam. Okay, I'll start with the easy one. Number 4. What do you think, Lam? Every person should earn an equal income. Is this correct or wrong? Is there a right or wrong here? True or false? Can you say true or false for this question, for this statement? Every person should earn equal income. There is no true or false there, right? Can you say this is true, this is false, Lama? How are you going to? This is a statement, right? What do you think, Lama? What is your opinion? Should they or should they not? Tell me. Every person should earn equal income. What do you all think? Give me your opinion, Lama. Should everyone in the country earn equal income? Most of you all are saying they should not. Can you all tell me why they should not? Why are you saying that? All right, think like an economist. This is how econ people think. Why are you saying that people should not earn this thing? There is no right or wrong here. These are arguable. I'll argue and show you. I'll argue the other way that you're saying. Why are you saying that people should not earn an equal income? No, I am saying everyone in the country should have the same income. So why can't we make everyone earn 100,000 a month? Okay, some of you all are saying some people are educated, they are working hard, therefore they have to earn more. Correct, I will agree. But then I will say everyone has the same basic needs. We are all humans. Why should we have competition? If we all need food, we all need clothing, we all need a house to live. So if everyone has the same basic needs, I am saying, no, we should give everyone the same income. You're saying, no, no, sir, then There are some people who are working really hard. They should get a high income. Some people are just at home. They should not get income. You're saying that. So there is no right or wrong here, Laman. These are arguable. Your opinion, my opinion. Okay, what about this? These are more arguable. We'll argue now. Number one, a country should increase monthly salary of every government worker of by 5,000. What is your opinion? Should they increase government worker salary by 5,000 or should they not? Give me a reason also. Think you're an economist. Now you're in the parliament, you're making this decision. Right? They should give me an example. Or if they shouldn't give me an example, give me a reason. Why are you saying they should? Why are you saying they should not? Think. Now you're an econ guy. President comes and tells you, make a decision. Give me a reason. Think. You're the one who is the finance minister going to make this decision in the country. Tell me. Are you going to give every government worker a 5,000 salary increase? Should they give? Should they not? Okay, some are saying, okay, only for the dedicated people. Some are saying, okay, they'll take advantage of it. Some are saying, no, they shouldn't. Why are you saying that? Okay, some teachers are earning from private class. Okay. Some people are already receiving excess salary. Okay, so they should not. So don't you think, Lame, these are debatable? These are debatable. Now, some people are saying, look here, these government salaries after the economic crisis, prices are very expensive. They are working hard, right? Prices have increased, so increase their salary. Some of you are saying they should. Some of you are saying, no, they should not. Some of you are saying they're already their salary is high. Some government workers are just taking bribes. They are doing very inefficient work. So they should not. Now, is that a right or wrong, Dayalaman? Who of you all are right? Are the people who are saying they should, are they correct? Or are the people who are saying they shouldn't are correct? There is no right or wrong, no? These are my personal opinions. I am saying, look here, we have to do this. You're saying, no, look here, we have to do this. Now, that's what happens in the parliament. In the parliament, Anura is now coming and telling, look here, Janata, I'm going to do this. Salit is saying, no, we shouldn't. So there is no right or wrong here, Lamai. These are what? That is what you call normative statement. There is no true or false in this. These are debatable. Some people are saying they should, some people are saying they shouldn't. Then look at the next one. Okay, what about this, Lama? Number 3. Every citizen should be given free medical facilities. What do you all think? Should we give or should we not give? Everyone has the basic need for health. Yeah, so they are saying everyone should get free medical facilities. Okay, so you all are saying they should. Now, what if I say the other way? I will say, no, they shouldn't. I will say, Lama, because it's a big burden for the government. Our government already doesn't have money for other stuff. Or if they don't have money for other stuff, how are they going to spend on this? Then they will have to increase taxes and they will have to take loans and that's a huge loss for them. Then they shouldn't. I am saying that. Then you all are saying, no, sir, medical needs are essential for everyone, no, sir. So they should. So there is no right or wrong. I am saying this side, you are saying no, that side. That's what you call a normative statement. A normative statement differs from person to person. There is no right or wrong, Laman. No right or wrong. I am saying we should do this. You are saying, sir, we'll do that. That is what we call a normative statement. No right or wrong. These statements are what, Laman? They are subjective. What does subjective means, Laman? Subjective means it differs from person to person. Differs from person to person. You're saying this, I am saying this. There is no way that we can prove this. Now, look at the positive statement example. Now, someone is coming and saying, Sri Lanka's unemployment rate is 44%. We can prove it. We can look at the central bank and see central bank has the number. We can prove and see, make a hurry. Is it right or wrong? You can go and do a survey and see. Someone is saying, okay, our population grew by 1%. We can calculate and see last year population how much, this year population how much, by how much will it grow. You can prove. That's a positive one. It's a fact. Positive can be right or wrong. It can be correct, it can be wrong. That doesn't matter. But you can prove it. You can see whether this is right or wrong. But normative, you can't prove. You're saying every government worker should get salary increase of 5,000. I am saying no, man. Government already doesn't have the money. Our people are already taking bribes. Don't increase by 5. There is no right. Oh, that's the difference. You see, we'll go through normative first and then I'll come to the others. You see, normative statements are statements presented in relation to what should exist and what should happen in the society. They are saying, okay, should increase government salary. We should do this. We should do that. As normative statements are based on personal views, beliefs, and traditions, they are mostly subjective. What does subjective mean? Differs from person to person. My view is not your view. I am saying මෙහෙම කරන්න ඕනේ, you're saying නෑ නෑ මෙහෙම කරන්න ඕනේ. It is difficult to test the correctness. You can't test me. You can't test and see whether this is correct or wrong. And then examples. Every country should increase the monthly salary of every government worker. Should they do? Should they not do? Sri Lanka ought. That's another word. The meaning of ought also means should. Sri Lanka ought to obtain foreign aids for development. Now, someone is saying, look here, we don't have money in our country. Let's get foreign aids. We'll ask China or India to come and help us build highways or build this thing. One person is saying that. Can someone say the other way around? What do you all think? Should we get foreign aid to build our country? From China or India to, let's say, build our highways, airports, should we get? Some people are saying, yes, we should, because we don't have money, we'll get from them. I will say, no, we should not. Because I will say, if we come and take this foreign aid, those fellows will come and now rule our country. They will act like that is their own thing and they will run everything. We won't have control. So don't get them. If we can't do, never mind. At least with the little money we have, we'll try to do nothing. That's my opinion. You have a different opinion. There is no right or wrong. Then every citizen should get free medical facilities, should earn equal income, economic growth rate should be maintained at 8%. So, an easy way of identifying a normative statement, a normative statement will have words like this: should, ought. So, easy way to identify. Now, remember, just because it has the way, just because it has the word should, it doesn't make it normative. But usually, if like words like that are there, it is normative. Should, ought, easy way to identify. But those are personal opinions. No? Someone is saying we should do this. Someone might say, no, no, we should not do this. Those are normative. Then we'll go back to positive now. Positive statements are saying, yes, statements that answer the question, what happened and what will happen and can be verified. What does that mean, Lavai? You can prove it. You can prove and see whether this is right or wrong. Normative wala can't do that. Normative wala you can't verify it. No, verify means you can't prove and see. No? Yep. So are called positive statements. These statements that describe the existing nature of a particular thing, as well as statements that predict what will happen in the future. The correctness of such statements can be tested using real-world facts. With using real-world data, real-world information, you can test and see, are these correct or are these wrong? Normative karanna bad. If a statement is verified through real-world facts, it is accepted. Otherwise, it is rejected. Can be correct, can be wrong. A scientific and theoretical nature can be seen in most positive statements. Most economic theories also explain positive statements. Positive statements are mostly objective. Objective means there can only be one correct thing. Right? It doesn't differ from person to person. Now, in your A-level exam, are your questions objective test questions or subjective test questions? Your MCQs that you get. They are objective test questions. There is only one correct answer. They are not subjective. No, you can't say answer number 2 is also correct. Look here, I feel answer number 3 is correct. Only one correct answer. So objective means it doesn't differ from person to person. There is only one correct thing. So objective means doesn't differ from I'll just say P to P, yeah, person to person. Then here, if you look at the examples, four factors of production, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. I'm saying negative relationship between price and quantity demand. Unemployment rate is this is that. You can prove it, right? Those are facts. So now things like this you can't prove, Lavai. Someone saying මෙහෙම කරන්න ඕනේ, someone saying අරම කරන්න ඕනේ. තමයි. Which of these are there in the parliament when making economic policies? Which of these statements are more prominent, Lavai? What is important when making decisions in the parliament? Positive statements or normative statements? When making economic policies, which statements are used? Normative, right? Ranil might come and say, look here, for every government worker, we will increase salaries by 5,000. Then Mahinda is coming and saying in the parliament, look here, we don't have money. Let's use that money to build a airport. Sajit is coming and saying, Anepa will buy a bus and give to them. Different people have different things. And the parliament is debating now. That's how policies are made. In Sri Lanka, parliament will debate. This party will say, no, we'll do this. This party will do this. And then they will vote. And then majority. Parliament has 225 people. What does the majority want? That will happen now. They will say they should do this. They will say, no, we'll do that. So normative statement, that's the last point I have given now. Normative statements are important for economic policy analysis. So a country's economic policies are usually based on normative statement. One person say they should, other people say they shouldn't, then they debate it, and then they finalize the policy. Right. That's the part that I want to do today. Tomorrow we will do, next class we will do this. So I'll quickly summarize. We'll do some past paper questions, then we'll call it off. What's a positive statement? A positive statement, I told you, is a fact. It's about what has happened, what will happen. Right? It can be correct, it can be wrong. You can test and see. Right? You can prove whether this is right or wrong. Then what is a normative statement? That is about what should happen. That is like a personal belief. I am saying, we should do this. Someone is saying, no, we should do this. There is no right or wrong in that. They are debatable. That's a normative statement. Then to identify a normative statement, usually words like should, words like ought are there in normative statement. That's like a shortcut, but don't 100% depend on that. Okay. Then with that in mind, we'll now go into a few A-level questions and we'll call it off. So we'll do around 3 questions and we'll call it off. Okay. We'll see if you all can answer. We'll see if you all were listening. 2011 question number 3. What do you all think? Which of the following is a normative statement? Normative statement. Okay. This is a good question because the word should is not there. Some of you look for the word should, think which one is the personal opinion. They are saying economists classify economic resources as land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. The environment is an example of a scarce resource. If income increase, sale of luxury goods will fall. Economies have limited resources to satisfy unlimited wants. An unequal distribution of resources is unfair. Which one is the personal opinion? Which one can be argued now? What do you all think? These are good questions. If you all can get this right, it's perfect. I will be really, really proud because the word should is also not there here. Which one do you all think? Even if you get it wrong, don't worry. Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say around 60 to 70% of you all are correct. Which one's the normative? Yeah, so many different answers. Earlier, most of you all got correct. Now it's only around 50% are getting it correct. Which one's the one? Which one is debatable? That means 4 of these are facts. So you can prove it. You can prove and say, look here, this will happen or this will not happen. One of it you can't prove, Lamai. One of it is a subjective thing. Which one is that? We look at the answers. Number one is saying that economics classify resources as land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. This was the first example under positive statements in my tutor also. So this is a positive statement. It's a fact. Second one, environment is an example of a scarce resource. That's a fact. Environment is scarce. That's a fact. There is no debate about that. If income increase, sale of luxury goods will fall. Some of you all gave me 3 levels. So don't you think we can prove this? You can prove and see, if people's income increase, will the luxury goods sale increase or will it decrease? We can see. So if your father gets a promotion, if his salary increases, what will happen to the sale of luxury goods? Will it increase or decrease? So that's also a positive statement now. That's about what will happen. You can prove it. It can increase, it can decrease. So that's also positive. Then economies have limited resource satisfy unlimited wants. That's also a fact, right? That is also positive. Then why is 5 your answer? Unequal distribution of resources or think of income is unfair. Some people might say, look here, this is unfair. Some people might say, no, this is fair. Now you're saying unequal distribution of resources is unfair. Some people have a lot of money, some people have very little money. You're saying that is unfair. I am saying, no, that is fair. Because people who have a lot of money, they are the people who worked hard and studied hard and they are earning. People who don't have money are the fellows who were playing the fool during school, didn't study, didn't do anything. Now they have no money. So I'm saying it is fair. You're saying, no, sir, everyone has basic needs, no, sir. It is fair. So that is arguable. There is no right or wrong there. That's the subjective one. Right? So that's a good question. Please answer 5. Okay. We'll see if there are more. Then go into the next. Okay, what about this? Same thing. Never mind. Give me the 2013 question number 1. Which of the following statements is a normative statement? Economics classify natural resources as renewable and non-renewable. Environment is example of scarce resources. Economies have limited means to satisfy unlimited wants. Rate of unemployment at Sri Lanka is a single digit. Unequal distribution of income is unfair. Almost the same thing, is it? Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one is the normative one? Which one is something that you can't prove? Something that is subjective. Answer. Now, quickly. You don't have to take that long. Number what? Number 5, unequal distribution of income is unfair. You might say fair, someone might say unfair. Then okay, what about this? 2018 question number 1. Which of the following statements is a normative statement? Increase in fuel prices will encourage the demand for electric cars. If income increase, sale of luxury goods will fall. As laptop prices fall, people will buy more of them. Government should control the rent that house owners charge. The quantity demand of a good is inversely related to price. Which one is the normative one? That means 4 of it you can prove with real world data. You can see if this happens, what will happen here. 1 of it you can't. 1 of it, some people will say mehema karanna one, some people say nෑ nෑ mehema කරා නම් හරි. Which one is the normative? Which one is the subject? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can even look for the keyword here and get the answer. Others, which ones here? The answer is number 4. Government should control the rent that households charge. What do you all think? What is your opinion? Should the government control the rent that house owners charge? Different people are renting their houses. What do you all think? What's your opinion? Some of you are saying no. So you all might be thinking, okay, government has enough and more work to do. They don't have to come and control the rent. House people charge. If house people are charging very high rent, then no one will take that house. Fine. So what to do? Never mind. Some people will say they should. Some people might say, okay, house owners are exploiting the tenants, so you should. That's subjective. That is normative. But others are not. Others you can prove. They are saying if the price of fuel increase, demand for electric cars will come down. So you can prove that and see, if you can see if price increase, what will happen? If income increase, sale of luxury goods will fall. You can prove and see. Laptop prices fall, people will buy. You can prove and see. Quantity demand for good is inversely related. Inversely related means negative relations. You can prove and see. So all of those can be proved. Those are positive. But which one is cannot be proven? Which one is the subjective one? That's number 4. Okay. We'll see if there's one more. I'm not sure if there is any more. No, that is it. I think we did 3 questions. How do you all do out of 3? 3 or 4? How much did you all get? 3, no? You all get at least 2 out of 3? Good enough. So you're somewhere there. Okay. So that is it with today's part. Homework for today. Nothing big. So homework that I want you to do is, please go through the first 3 pages again. Refresh your memory. Watch a YouTube video if you want. Those who don't have the tute, if you have filled the registration form, your tute will come. I will send the registration form again in the group if you have forgotten to fill. Next set of tutes are sent on Monday. Please fill by today itself, because on Sunday only, they will make the name tags. So fill today, then Sunday your name will be there in the name tag. Monday your tute will be sent. By Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, you will get the tute. Okay. So I have sent the PDF of this also in the group. So for those who don't have the printed tute, you can refer the PDF for now. Recording of this, I will upload on YouTube by maybe night. I will upload on YouTube. Usually I put on the website, but it's a free class now. Website, I have to make accounts for you all and too much of work for me. So I put it on YouTube because it's a free class. You can watch on YouTube if you want to catch up. Right. So that is it with day 1. So far, you all have been doing very, very well. For those of you who are not in a group or anything, just drop me a text. I'll send you my number 077 0566 014. Just drop me a text. I might not reply right now because I have some work after this class. I will reply. I'll add you all to the group and we'll sort things out. Okay, so with that, we'll wrap it off for today. Really good job so far. I'll see you all on Saturday. No, next week you don't have to join Thursday. From November, you will come on Thursday also. For now, next 4 weeks, only Saturday morning. Okay, see you. Bye.